Hi everybody. Hi Tamam. Hello.
So we're continuing to review season 6, and as promised, we got you covered for off-season content. So today we're gonna review the characters and their arcs in season 6, and they're nearing the resolution of their arcs. Only 13, maybe 15 episodes to go.
And also, there is like this recurrent theme that every development is accompanied with some kind of a personal price. Like only death can pay for life.
Okay.
Like you have to sacrifice something from yourself, from your ambitions, in order to gain something.
Okay. Just an example. So in order for Jamie to become less smug and to become a better person, he has to lose something.
Yeah.
Just an example. But every character lost something and some things.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with John. John
lost his life.
But he got it back.
What kind of life is that? Come on.
I don't know. So basically, after he came back, we were kind of expecting him to come back as something more. I don't know. Like now he will know that he has something special in him, but it wasn't that way at all. He came back less.
Yeah, less and lost.
Right.
Like I don't know what to do.
Right.
But then he got back to his mission.
And to the game. He came back to the game. He didn't want to go back to the game. And he had for a short while, he had revenge against Ramsey as some kind of purpose, but he kind of fucked that up as well. He didn't succeed politically in getting the other house's support, and he didn't succeed in the battle because he fell into Ramsey's trap.
Yeah, but he has this luck that is the main character of Game of Thrones. So
I think he's a Azor Ahai. That's why he can't die.
But I don't think they establish Azor Ahai in the...
No, but he's the in the show. He's the blah blah that was promised.
Yeah.
Whatever. He can't die.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So we know that John's journey is basically to find some kind of home, to belong somewhere, to find some kind of identity. That has been his journey up to now. And now at the very end, at the finale of the season, now he has finally received what he always wanted, an identity. He is the king in the north. And as he received this news, we as viewers realize that this is not his identity. He's not even a northerner, and he doesn't have Ned's blood, so he doesn't know yet that this is another example of him getting an identity that will then later be shattered.
Yeah, and also where is Ghost?
And he needs this little girl Liana, who has the same name that his mother had.
Right.
And she's being kind of motherly and this is my boy, he's a good boy, he's a good boy. I tell you, how can you not like him? How can you not like him?
So maybe there is still a price to pay for with John.
I think so. I think he will need to find his true identity and then lose it.
But what about
okay,
Ghost?
so let's go to Sansa. So Sansa started this season at the lowest point possible. She was on the run with some reek guy, perv guy. She was in the snow. She was dying.
She was baptized in the cold in the first episode.
Or she just had to go through the gutter. Maybe it was like a gutter. She was like that, symbolizing her lowest point. But then she got Brienne to help her. She got Jon to help her. She got the Mormons to help her. I guess.
She got the Night's Watch to help her. Not only
Night's
Jon.
Watch and the Wildlings and Woon Woon, and she got Littlefinger to help her. So it wasn't a smooth ride, but basically she got so much accomplished and done with a super, super weak hand. I think this season we finally saw the changes in her psyche.
Yeah, and she did pay the price. The price that she paid was losing her fantasy world, from this medieval romance or something like that.
She had to look at the world differently.
Yeah, more cynically.
She
lost her faith. She stopped praying.
That means that, okay, she doesn't believe in the fantasy gods anymore.
She's starting her journey.
Not you.
She's starting her journey to become a cynical politician.
And Jon asks her, do you trust Littlefinger? And she snickers, only a fool would trust Littlefinger. Remind me, who trusted Littlefinger?
Your daddy. Ah, it's not your daddy.
Her dad trusted Littlefinger, Ned. So she basically says, my daddy was a fool. And you're a fool, John, just for asking that stupid ass question. You know nothing.
You see foreshadowing in the conversation Littlefinger had with Sansa, like
The gods would.
at the Godswood, like he's setting up this political propaganda for her position or future position in the realm.
Right. And I think also he creates a new emotional narrative for her about herself. She tells the story about herself. I was a stupid girl. And he tells her, no, you were a child. So forgive yourself. Maybe if she will tell that story about herself, that she wasn't stupid, she was a child, now I'm grown, now I'm a woman, that will serve her very well if this is a story she tells herself about her life and her experiences. Right?
That's some new age shit.
Okay, Ramsay. Let's go to Ramsay. Ramsay was the bad guy of season 6. He was the villain.
The ultimate villain.
The ultimate villain. I think he actually did quite okay in season 6.
Yeah, objectively speaking, he did quite well for himself
He
in
got to
terms
the
of his
throne.
position.
Yeah, he killed his father.
Yeah,
He won the battle against John. He
consolidated the North.
consolidated the North.
They
right.
fought for him.
Right.
We are the true Northerners, they said.
Right. Who owns the North?
Yeah, that is what they said.
But then, so he couldn't foresee Littlefinger coming over. I don't know. Can you blame him for that?
No, I blame him for being a psychopath.
Okay, but can you blame him for being a psychopath?
No, I blame him for being a sociopath.
But can you blame him for being a psychopath?
No, I blame my mother, like everything. I mean, his mother.
And I think that the way that Ramsay got by Sansa and the hounds, you could maybe say that he paid the price for mistreating his animals and making them into murderers. And the hounds mirror Sansa in that way, that he mistreated her. He could have just treated her nicely and none of this would have happened.
Yeah?
None of this would have happened. So she's basically like the hounds. He starved them. He starved her. And when she said, and he said, no, they're loyal beasts. No, they will kill you because of what you've done.
Yeah. So he got what he deserved in this season. So we're
Yeah.
very happy about that.
And a friend of ours pointed out,
Who?
Ohad, pointed out that
Shout out.
shout out Ohad, that as he was sitting tied up in his chair with blood across his face like a mask, and
Ohad?
he said, Ohad, and he said, hello Clarice, hello
right.
Sansa. He was like Hannibal Lecter,
Mhm.
and he peels off skin and he got eaten by his dogs,
Yeah.
and he was behind bars.
Hannibal Lecter, but before that, it was Hannibal Barca, the Hannibal that he encircled
Right.
John's army, and we did a pincer move and then crushed them.
Right.
So it was like
Hannibal.
Shout out Hannibal.
And I think it was
You know who
also
you are.
I think it was also kind of the Joker as he was shooting arrows at
Yeah.
Recon. Okay, what about Davos? He confronted Melisandre, I guess. Whatever, I thought that was boring. And Melisandre also, like her arc, I thought, okay, she was lost, episode 1. 2, she revived Jon. And then she was like, fuck it, I don't know anything. I'll just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
I think that because the actress was pregnant, so I think that's the reason. Maybe that's her arc. Okay, so let's go to Cersei. That's way more interesting.
Yeah.
So Cersei, she started the season very low. Her daughter died. She kept losing and losing
Yeah.
to the High Sparrow.
She
Wow.
was humiliated in the last season.
But this season as well, she got nothing.
Yeah, people laughing at her in the streets.
Right,
You know.
and other lords and ladies telling her she's stupid
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
knows nothing.
She didn't get a seat at the table in the small council.
Right, and she got played in front of the Sept of Baelor at the steps. She had this plan. We're going to move the army. We'll do this and this. No, boom! She lost.
Yeah.
So basically, you could say that her arc was losing Bin Laden.
Yeah.
I think that's her arc.
Bin Laden. Yeah.
She's probably now the worst character to have ever graced this story. I think she's worse than Ramsey. I don't think that Ramsey just murdered 400 people, whatever, like that, just bombed the shit out of everything.
He would if he could.
Right, but he didn't even think about it.
How do you know? He probably thought about it.
And now she's empty. Now she got to the highest place, to where she wanted, but now when she got there, she has nothing. She has lost everything. That's the price that she had to pay in order to get what she wanted. And later confessing while wineboarding this nun. So she was. This is, I don't know when you.
She gave this great "fuck you, I'm a sociopath" Walter White speech. Like,
Right.
I am the danger. I enjoyed it. I did all of this stuff, and it was fun, and I will do it
Right.
again. So that was like a message to the audience.
Right.
This is me. I'm proud of it. This is my character.
Right.
I'm
No
a psychopath.
inhibitions anymore.
No inhibitions. No playing the game. No
Right.
courtesy.
And
Power is power.
and,
I had the opportunity. I went for it.
and I think that once she says that out loud, and after her son is dead, she's in a new place.
Yeah.
She's in the real dark side.
In this place, she will die.
Right. And now, okay, she was with Jamie, but Jamie, he just flatlined, I think, all throughout the season. I didn't see.
Yeah, he regressed or something like that, because in the last few seasons we got got the feeling that he was more independent-minded.
Right.
Styrian.
And he went against his dad also in the trial.
He went on his own with the Braun, with the Braun,
Right.
to free his daughter, and he said, and he
Right.
told her that he's her father. So he
Right.
was.
Right, but this season he was like, okay, I love Cersei, I love Cersei,
Yeah.
I love Cersei, I love Cersei, and then at the end, just gave her this look.
Team
That's
Cersei all the way.
But only at the very end, he had like a 2-second arc.
Yeah.
This look, that was his arc for this whole season.
Yeah,
Whatever. Let's talk about the arc of the High Sparrow. I think he had like the opposite arc of Cersei. He was winning, can't stop winning, always winning, and then at the end, poof, just as he believed that he had everything planned out. He was smarter than everybody because he played everybody. At the last moment, he realized that Cersei outsmarted him. I think there was this line in the past season of House of Cards where Claire tells Frank Underwood, "We will win because we are willing to go one step further than everybody." So maybe he got a little bit too cocky. As Marjorie was telling him, no, wait. He said, nah, everything's fine. What can she do? What can she do? So basically, the High Sparrow is just like a really, really religious Christian that worked in the Twin Towers. But he really disliked gays. He didn't like gays at all. And then Bin Laden took the tower down with the airplane. So I don't think that this Christian guy who didn't like gays is worse than Bin Laden. But
That's
maybe
a false
I'm
equivalency.
just crazy.
That proves again the problem with the left.
So faither fascist.
Extreme
Radical faither. Say it. You have to say it.
Let's go to Arya. I thought the Arya plotline this season was botched.
No one
Liked it.
liked it, yeah.
But I think that by the end, she did have some kind of change in her character, that she chose, instead of being just an assassin, a hired assassin, she wanted to be like Dexter, not this Dexter, the other Dexter. She wants to kill the people on her list who have done wrong.
People that escaped justice, yeah. It was badly done, unfortunately. She was on her way to become a hired assassin, no one, and then she found again her starkness, but she's still a killer, but a killer with a code, like this Dexter. She
Okay.
has a code.
What about Theon? Theon got some kind of redemption by saving Sansa, and then he decided, since I have no cock, I will now support my sister.
Seems like Theon completed his arc, maybe, from a cocky, pun intended, from a cocky person, then he became cockless. He was kidnapped and tortured and whatever. From this dog, this Rick guy, this, slave, the gimp from from Pulp Fiction.
Bring out the gimp. Where's the gimp?
He became like a servant, not very useful.
But maybe a new man, the new man who can support women.
Yeah, he saved Sansa.
He saved Sansa, and now he supports Yara. So it seems that they say that maybe you have to be totally emasculated in order to support women to rule. That's their message.
I agree.
Very progressive. Let's go to Daenerys. I think Daenerys this season, her season basically, the journey that she had to go through was the entire journey of the whole story just crammed into one season.
It was just a rerun, you know.
Daenerys, she wants to be a good queen, but what will she do the day after?
Yeah, breaking the will, it has like consequences in this political world. It means giving up traditions, giving up
Right.
power structures.
And she's going through with it.
And
She
going
tells
through it.
Yara, okay, I will shake the hand, you don't have to bend the knee, but let go of traditions, and what was
Yeah.
will never be again. T-shirt! But also we see that again she puts part of herself in a cage,
Yeah.
which she already did, so, and that didn't turn out so well, so...
This is the price she will have to pay, but we don't think she's
think-
going to pay it.
I think she will either have to pay that price or just go through with her plan and live with the consequences of not getting what she wants. If she will be a conqueror and she will, whatever, burn her enemies, then at the end the price will be everything.
Yeah.
Unless she's willing to not do that and pay that price and then become a good queen or ruler, whatever. At the finale, Tyrion tells her, "Are you scared now? The big game, great game, whatever." He tells her, "This is really happening."
Yeah.
I think he was like telling us,
Yeah.
"We've been waiting 6 seasons for this. This is really happening." She was like, "I'm scared. Like we're scared that this is gonna suck. Maybe next season or whatever." So yeah, that's like the money time. We've been waiting all this time for this exact thing to happen. Better pay off, bitches. So we talked a little bit about Tyrion with regards to Daenerys. Tyrion, I didn't quite understand his arc. He was
Yeah.
all over the place.
I think they intended it to be like a positive arc, like from a slave was saved, blah blah blah, and then reached like the highest position of a hand of the queen. It's like the best position he can have. But what actually happened?
Yeah, he made the mistakes.
Yeah, we didn't get the sense that it developed much, you know,
Right.
in sense of character development.
Right, but the way that we see it, this is their fault.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to go through something, and maybe like the final step of his development, whatever, this season was taking a leap of faith and believing in Daenerys, saying, fuck it. And I think for the first time in his life, he is respected and liked as a person for who he is. Like they're very friendly, and also for his political prowess, whatever, because it wasn't executed very well in the show, but basically he is the one that convinced Daenerys not to burn the other slave cities, but rather do all the things that she did with the with the masters and with the dragons, burn only 2 ships. They didn't do it very well, but this is actually what happened, because she told him, I'm going to burn their cities, and he said, no, I have a better idea, and then we saw what happened. So he's the only one that could ever convince her to change her mind.
The books, you have this chain. The hand of the king gets a chain with little hands and not this pin.
Okay.
So maybe his role now is to chain Daenerys, like chain her, like you chain a dog, you know,
Or a dragon.
or a dragon, like to pull her down to reality from a high place, and to make her being like a pragmatic ruler who needs to give up sometimes and being this realpolitik character.
They compromise it. Okay, how about Hodor? Hodor also had quite an arc. Hold the door, hold the door. That was, I think, the most emotional moment of the season.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so we have 2 more characters we want to go through before we end this video. Bran. We kind of thought that Bran's arc was over as a character, but now we see that he has become the Three-Eyed Raven.
No, we said he's gonna become the Three-Eyed Raven.
Right, but the fact that he left the tree and stuff like that, so he has, I don't know, he will meet Jon now, he has to face Jon, he has to face more people, not just being on the internet all the time.
I don't know, I think he's now fulfilling his destiny. I don't think he necessarily needs to continue a journey of some kind.
Emotional journey, why not?
Emotional journey, yeah, but it will be, I'm the Three-Eyed Raven. He accepted it. Now he needs to execute. You know, he needs
Okay.
to live
Okay.
through the promise.
So this season, basically,
This
he
is
was
delivered.
trained during the season to become the three-eyed raven at the end and finally do something right
Yeah.
and see John's parentage. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Tommen? I think
Tommen,
Tommen had
yeah.
an interesting character
Actually,
arc
yeah.
this
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Like he started, I don't know, trying to find himself with his mom. He's the only child left, but then the High Sparrow seduced him and made him feel like a man.
Yeah, yeah, and he
I-
confronted his mother.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, he ignored her and said, yeah, yeah,
Like currently,
like he should.
maybe he needed to kill the mother and not kill the father in order to free himself of this shadow or whatever, of this, like, I don't know, rotten blood that made his mom crazy and his older brother crazy. And he was this close, and then his mother just destroyed everything, and then he said, fuck it, I can deal with that shit.
Yeah, I think the realization that his mother, his crazy, evil mother, will always be there all the time.
Like he had nowhere to run now that his wife was dead and his friend the High Sparrow was dead. So now, yeah, fuck it. But I think he was respectful to the end. He's like, good manners.
Yeah, yeah. It was like this scene from, I forgot the movie, but it was exactly like that.
That was a great movie. I remember that well. Right, it's when the plane with the soldiers. Okay, so if you want a lot more content during the off season, we actually have more than 100 videos. We are pretty sure that you haven't seen a lot of them. Here are just some of them. Just click any one of them if you wanna watch some more Game of Thrones shit during the off season, or you can watch binge watch everything right here. And if you want to support our channel and sponsor us, there's a link to our Patreon page in the description, or you can go to patreon.com/GoT Academy. And actually now during the summer we'll have a lot of extra content just for you patrons. So this is a great time to become a patron. Click it. And if you enjoyed the video, you should click like and subscribe to get all our off-season videos. And we'll see you all next time. Bye everybody!
אמק, זה היה ביצים, what the fuck?
בכוונה לא הסתכלתי.